Hey guys, so welcome to a deck profile, a first place deck profile. However, do need to disclaimer here. Joint first. We ran out of time at tournament. I'll go on about it at the end. Tevis is the overall joint winner with his Gurgrit deck. He has a deck profile up there, so I recommend you check that out. I don't think he's made any changes to it because I haven't personally noticed, as I fought him not that many times. So I can get him to read deck profile if you want to. And yeah, we'll go from there. Anyway, let's get on with this. Come on, chaps. Let's talk about the real best deck we know would have stolen game 3. All right, so let's start with a star. Wingo Brave. You gotta be brave to run the original Grade 0. You don't know, trust me. It's the Bella card. Trust me. So like, I know people run the draw star. No. Get it right. So you run Wingo Brave because if you want to. Because you always want to guarantee your combo pieces, right? So you attack with with a blaster boosted by Vanguard Brave, goes into Soul, you set Blaster Blade, Blaster Embargo, like Majesty or Blaster. You can guarantee your Grade 3, guarantee Stride Fodder, guarantee a counter charge, guarantee one of your combo pieces. Now, why would you not? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can stop it because it does have to hit, but it's like you minus a card out of their hand. That's a win for you as well. So force them to guard with like a 15k trigger, or you stop there, get them where basically you lose like a 10 or 15k trigger. If they guard with like a stand trigger or whatever, if you get a trigger, you go right through. So chaps, this is the best boy, and he ain't like that crappy 0 version that needs a CB. You know what I mean? Also, maybe some people might think it needs a CB, like one of my opponents, and will let it hit anyway, which is great. Like, it's brilliant. Why would you not? Okay. Majesty Blaster, best Grade 3 ever. Like, just saying. Okay, right. So, Majesty Blaster is really important because if you've got Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark in the Soul, you get your extra 5k and a crit. The best part is the 5k is on the Vanguard circle, and you're getting an extra drive check as well, which makes this guy triple drive, which helps kind of minus what you're doing, because you kind of like have to, if you're playing it from a V standpoint, or you haven't superior called one of them or whatever, and one's not in Soul, you know, you can play Blaster Dark, play Blaster Blade, you know, so you get kind of one extra drive check. Either way, that's neither here or there. The best part about his ability, though, for me, and this is the main reason why he's really, really good, other than the 18k base, which is hugely good for offensive plays and defensive plays, especially on Stride, being 33 with Crystal Luster. What I love so much is the put 2 cards into the Soul and you get 2 imaginary gift Force. Now, obviously, since this deck is something you're going to be playing Force Marker 1 with, you're guaranteed to be generating a lot of force markers, and this here is going to help with the huge amount of aggression and just going for game, especially when you get to Crystal Luster's GB3 when we get there, right? Then we've got a card that I'm purely running for the art, or that's the reason I wanted to, but my god, she's good. Easrod Angel, my guys. Easrod Angel. Love you. It's amazing. So basically, the best part about her is you Soul Blast one after you place it down and you check top card. Now, if it's a trigger, cool. Keep it on top. If it's like Blaster Blade, Blaster Dark, a booster, whatever, you know, call it on the board. You can do that, so it gives you that kind of thing. It creates a column, so like after you've got Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark on the board, in Soul, sorry. Basically, you can call her out, call a column, and then just suck her up into the Soul, and then boom. Yeah, who cares? Yeah, then you've just got an extra. Basically, you got a free column for MLB for a Soul Blast. The other thing is that if you call Flopal and Flogel from it, which will like maybe a trigger you normally want to keep up, it also just puts it on board, which is good because then we can do Blaster Blade shenanigans. And believe it or not, in one of my games, This girl literally won the entire match herself with one top jack. You could probably figure out what it was. Which also, if it is a trigger you do see, you can actually, it can re-change how you would structure your attacks, which is quite important. Right. Innocent Ray Dragon, our Heal Guardian. I'm sure you know by now, when you guard with a Heal Guardian on grade 2, you can lower down crit or the 10k buff. 10k buff is what I've done normally, but there have been situations where the crit is more important. I know people run Remedy Angel at 1 usually for the counter charge or soul charge. I've run it. It works. If you prefer that, go for it. You can make it work 100%. I personally just prefer having more grade 3s because I want to actually see them. Well, at least that's the goal. Right. Now let's get on to our best boy. Our actual real win condition. Well, actually the trigger's the win condition, but he helps too. Blaster Blade. So Blaster Blade does a CB1 Soul Blast 1. You get to retire a unit in the front row. And if you've got 4 more rear guards, you get a crit. Guys, you're not doing the crit. Like, no, stop. No, I see you doing it. No. Bad. The crit is a huge minus, and just don't. Like, honest to God. Because the thing is, yes, you call out 4 dudes. Yes, you go on aggressive. Yes, you can technically do it. But is it worth it? If they guard it, do you know what I mean? Then you just thrown down 4 cards. If it's against maybe a deck that's a bit slower, you can kind of do it. But you want the aggression. You want to make sure you can do a lot of aggression. Maybe if they've got like a 5k starter, maybe you can get away with it. But you don't want them going... Yeah, you don't want to do it. No, don't. Just don't. Plus, you shouldn't be riding Blast Blade anyway, because you should be riding the best ride target of all time. Just saying, Blast Dark. So Blast Dark's got CB1, retires a dude. They have to choose to retire, which is bad, but it's what you got to do. Isn't it? However, what you care about is the discard cost, because you can discard a card from your hand, you get twin drive. So yeah, you minus 1 from your hand. However, you get 2 checks. So potentially you can get a crit, which you can do a 2 damage, maybe double crit. You can get a heal trigger, you can get a jaw trigger, you can plus an extra card in your hand. So you can get a +1, +2, which helps. And I think Blast Dark's a lot more better for the aggressive plays. And this deck is aggressive, and at least you don't have to commit for the crit. You just gotta pray that you can drive check it. Alright, Liverot is good boy. Only good in our deck, Majesty or Blaster. Don't let an Altmile player tell you that he's like, you know, that he's his boy. You know, he's only for him. No. We can use it too, boys. Yeah, that guy's just Saltmile at that point. Just want to even it up. Other than bad jokes aside, Liverot is great. CB1 when placed from hand, and you get to call out a grade 2 from deck, or if you've got no CB, you go for a Soul Blast. Boom, called out a grade 2 as well. Sadly, you can't use it with a Twin Sword combo, right? Because when you call from Twin Sword, it needs to be called from hand, so you can't activate it, which is quite a shame. But either way, you have something. Do you know what I mean? It can help you get Blaster Blade, Blaster Dark, which is good for your combo. It can be the missing piece that you need, but it also allows you to call out grade 2s that you can run less of. So let's get on with Lou. Lou is really good. Basically, CB1, when boosted by Blast Friend, Buckle, and or Flop and Floggle, you get plus 3k, boom, put it in Soul, and then you call out a Blaster Blade or a Blaster Dark. It's got to be a grade 2 Blaster. Card alone on a Crystal Luster or a Twin Sword turn can legit win games by itself, and you don't need to run it that much more than 2, because Liverot will call him out, which is good. And a card that I need to run at least, I think, to make work is, believe it or not, my favourite card, not this version of her, mind you, but my favourite unit actually is Starcall Trumpeter. CB1 Soul Blast 1, you get to add a blaster back to hand. So I know, thinking, well, you can add back the order. Where's the order? No, guys, come on. We don't need order. But it allows me to add that blaster blade, that blaster dark into my hand, so I can, well, mainly I'm doing it for blaster blade, so I can continue with my flowball shenanigans. This card's amazing, but you don't need it all the time, and you hardly ever need it in the game, so it's like if you need it, it's there, which is why we got out 1. And thanks to Liverot, we can call her out at any time. Oh, and she's 10k booster. So, like, come on, guys. Why would you not want that 10k booster? On to the grade 1s now. Our primary going second right target, I guess. Boom. Blast Friend Bark Goal. So, this card, you want to ride it as a going second so you can use the Wingo Brave boost for the search, which is good. But Blaster Friend Bark Goal also works as your counter charge engine. So when you call a Blaster Blade in front of it, as long as you've got a Blaster Vanguard, which you should do, because you run you run Majesty or Blaster, and you shouldn't ride it Easy Rod. And if you did, why? Please do describe this play to me. I am quite confused. But you get the counter charge, which is good. And that is the only reason you really run it. Counter charge management. Right, Silicus, another Ultimate boy, sadly, you know, you gotta run him, but, I do love Ultimate, really, but yeah, come on. Silicus, basically, is the top 5, grade 3 searchers. You can get Easy Rod to hand, you can get MLB to hand. You're not gonna really usually, get them, I seem to find the Heal Guardian the quickest. And in fairness, it's probably a good call because you can get the Heal Guardian, which is good. And then you basically can discard a card from hand if you've got to. But however, you've got that defensive plays if you're going second, which is good. Because some decks do have very explosive grade 1 turns, and well, why would you not take advantage of that in it? 3 is only needed. I don't really feel it's ever needed more than that. I ran it at 2. 2's too little, guys. You need 3, I think, max. Like, 3 max is good. You can run 4, but I think 4, I was seeing it too often. Also, this condition for the 5k is you've got to have no counterblast face up, which is also funny because if you're going second and you've got no damage, he's a 13k booster. Not booster, attacker on Vanguard, which is quite funny. This is the main grade 1 you want to ride on your Vanguard when you're going first, in my opinion. Right, because we've only got one grade, we've got grade 1 0 starter Wingo Brave. This boy, we can only run 3 of the grade 1. However, the 3 of the grade 1's perfectly fine anyway, you know, if it hits or by attacking or boosting. Boom, top 7, good on ya. Grab an MLB, grab a Blaster Friend Bark Goal, Blaster Blade, Blaster Dark. Jobs are good. World is your oyster. Do you know what I mean? So why would you not? However, my favourite Cater Sanctuary unit, Painkiller Angel. She's amazing. So, Painkiller Angel is basically simple when boosting. Soul Blast 1. Kills herself, unfortunately. But, you know, don't worry. She's the painkiller. So she nulled all the pain. And she draws you a card. Amazing pull off Easy Rod as well. Because you pull off Easy Rod, you know, you got that kind of thing. So, when it's boosted, Soul Blast 1, boom, draw your card. It's great. Don't ride her. Do not ride her. Just mulligan her back. Like, if you, it's better to G-assist than get her. Reason being is because she's a Cater Sanctuary unit. Forerunner have a restriction based saying they need to be ridden by the clan that they exist on, basically Royal Paladin. However, because you want to ride a Royal Paladin, you know, and that's a Kid Sanctuary unit, it does not count. Thus, you cannot use the Forerunner ability. So make sure you don't ride her. Okay, and now Azimir Dragon, basically your PG, just beautiful little Grit Sage Marin. And the best part about it is if you got one card or less in hand when it's on the Guardian Circle, PG's for free, which also in standard like never happens. This format saves my life, saves my bacon. Such a good, so good. Right, now we're getting on to the beauty. So we have now how Royal Paladin wins games, criticals. So basically, cancel stride fodder. You write it for. Why would you not? Okay, so Floor Paladin and Flogel. Basically, the thing about Floor Paladin and Flogel is, so if you just need to pick up a card, Floor Paladin and Flogel, right? Basically, when a Blaster Blade attacks, CB1, you get to bounce it back to deck, restand said Blaster Blade. This is actually really important. This is actually your win con. Which is weird because it's a trigger, but it's a 5k trigger, which is the unfortunate part because very old trigger from G era, from GBT06. However, this card has been stealing wins all the time. But the goal is drive check Vanguard, drive check your Vanguard, get critical, crit goes on Blaster Blade, Flogel on. You get about 2 Flogels on board, you go swing Blaster Blade, CB1, bounce back to deck, shuffle, you know, restand, attack, and rinse repeat till opponent dies. And that's where all your Force Markers are going to go on the blast on one column, so you can have like a 60k Blaster Blade and go for game. This is what makes him good. Right. 3 draw PGs. You want draws. You can neg quite a bit in this deck. So basically, having draws allows you to effectively recuperate, and also on damage trigger, it's amazing. Right, and then the over trigger. You don't need Ultima. Ultima's cool. However, you just don't need him. I was with MLB as well. What you'll notice is a very common thing. He drive checks. Remember that he drive checks. He's triple drive. That means that he's just going to effectively. You're going to get through your deck a lot quicker as well. So thus you've got a higher chance of hitting the over trigger. And twin drives all around is, well, okay, not twin drives, but drive checks all around is pretty good. Especially 100 million on a Blast Blade with Flogels. Yes, please. Right, on to the G Zone. Gancelot. Doesn't matter, unflip. You can countercharge with it and get a quad drive, cool. But you want it for the G Zone skill, which is the resist, and basically what that is basically unflip it with another stride and give you a Blast Blade resist, which means they can't deny Griffin it when you go for your Flogel combo, which is effectively the best thing in the world. Alfred Peacesaver, it's an SP. You can CB1, discard a card, target a Blast Blade, it gets twin drive. It's cool, it only works for the first battle, so you can't re-twin drive with Blaster Blade, sadly, with Flogel combos and stuff, but oh well. You don't really ever run it, go into it, and it's partly the only one I use because of SPs. Double Twin Sword, when boosted, CB1, you get to call out 2 grade 2s, and it gets plus 5k for each unit in the G Zone that's face up. So if you've got 4 cards, it's you get plus 20k to your front row, which is pretty good. And you want that plus 20k. So this thing can end combos itself. If you've got a Flogel in one of the columns, you put out Lou, and then Lou will call out basically, and then like Lou will call out a Blast Blade, and that thing will also get the 5k, because the 5k is for everything that comes out, which is good. Alright, and now our win of all the cons. So, basically, Crystal Luster is countercharge 1. Not countercharge 1. Why am I thinking countercharge? So, it's unflip 1, which will be cancel, and then it copies your Vanguard, which will be Majesty or Blaster, which means you're going to have the extra 5k, you're going to get the extra critical, and you're going to get the extra drive. So it becomes a quad drive, and you get the put 2 into the soul ability. This card is very good because MLB basically having this stride allows you, if you're going second, to go and do your MLB shenanigans in the first place, which is great. However, if you're going first and you have a Heal Guardian in hand, which you should do because you're searching it with grade 3, grade 1 Searcher Silicus, you can then G-Guard and turn on its GB3 early on. And what is a GB3, you may ask? Well, it's a fun one for you, that's for sure, not for them. Basically, they have to guard with 3 cards from hand at the same time. What this means is that if they drop a PG, which they probably will, they're guarding 4 cards. Remember that Flopard and Flogel combo I told you about? Yeah, how you drive check a crit and you pull it on the Blaster Blade and it's like got 4 or 5 markers on it. And it's like 50, 60k. Yeah, now imagine they had to guard for 3 cards from hand just to guard it. It can legit... I mean, I think one game, I did this. This person had like a 12 card hand, 12 or 13 card hand, and I ripped them to 0 and still killed them. So, yeah, run it. It's good. It's the best card. And now we got Sabreeze, which Sabreeze actually never happens, but I need something to replace for Ultima, and I was like, Sabreeze. Which strangely has actually come up like 1 time. So, yeah, Sabreeze. It's like, yeah, what can you do? Sabreeze. Agnos. Agnos is Seaborn Soul Blast 1. No one uses him, by the way. Just don't ever go into him. Just don't. Unless it's to literally me. That is the only reason you should ever do it. But Seaborn Soul Blast 1, cool hand. Draw 3. It has to replace over units you've got. So, that's the worst part. But you get to draw 3. It's tried to... Basically, the concept behind it is some dick from Dragon Empire is like, yo, I'm going to retire all of your board. And you're like, yo, Agnos. However, it does give you 3 stride if you have it on the board for a turn. So basically when it goes back. So you do get 3 stride. Just discard for stride. Like, it's like pointless. Anyway, now our G-Guards. We have Dismal, Protect the Blaster Blade, Ractome, a G-Guard target if you just need to throw away a G-Guard because you can discard a card and draw a card. Which, why would you not? Showed you a bit earlier, but we'll go on to them quickly. So you got 2 Little Great Sage Marin. Basically, Soul Blast 1, search this guy and guard. The unit gains plus 5k shield, which means that technical PG is a 5k PG, which is funny. But you can call out any grade 1 or greater, which means you can call grade 3 even, and it can get 5k shield. Ooh, interesting factor. You can call a Heal Guardian. Which is hilarious to me. So that'll be a 20k shield. Who says 20k shields don't exist in premium anymore? And then you got Marskull, which is basically if you got a unit in your front row, unflip a G-Guard, which usually with my lot I usually unflip one of her because I never really use her twice. And you get plus 10k. It's just, I use it as the mindset to know if I'm going into Twin Sword so I can get more GB for more, basically more power. So Marskull is not really used because it's good. It's literally more GB. Right. So now we have that decided upon. Let's talk about matchup, shall we? I'll just stick this guy as you stare at the glory that is my SP. Vanguard Brave, which I bought for £1, by the way, back way early on in the game on eBay. So there we go. Okay, so talk about my matchups. First matchup of the game was against a fellow friend of mine, Draven, playing Nova Grappler, and it was a Swamp Fest. I go first. I go into the game. I go MLB. MLB attacks a crit. He guards it. Cool. I D-guard, GB3, active, and I basically go like Flogel, Lou, and like had 2 guys on the other row. It didn't really matter. And I remember I had Philosopher and Bot Goal, and I was like, okay, cool. Swing with that dude, which I think was Liverot. Then like Lou and Flop and Flogel, like boom. So it was a 26 got a force marker over it. Just puts out Blast Blade on the other one, which had 2 force markers, by the way. Over Liverot, boom, gets an extra 3k, because that's another thing about Lou I forgot to mention. And then you're like, yo, it's cool, you got Philosopher and Bucko, you can't judge 1, swing with Vanguard, you know, put in, I didn't even think I even put in a couple of cards anyway. And then Quad Drive, oh look, a crit, lovely. Order Blaster Blade, swing, he died. And game 2 was effectively the same game. Actually, no. Sorry, he did go first, which is different. He took me to 5. I forgot there's one other factor. Game 2, I swung with MLB, but I put the force markers on the... Well, I swung Crystal Luster. I didn't have GB3. I put 2 force markers on the Vanguard, and he was like double crit to win. And my 2 crits that I got were 2 Flopper and Flogel, and I won the game. Pushed him to 6. Forgot the game 2 was different. I was thinking of something else. Okay, then we have our round 2. Round 2 was against... I am trying to remember, bear with me. Right, okay, yeah, okay. So it was round 2 versus Michael. Michael is... he plays Altmal. So, yeah, no dig at him, but Blaster's best deck, Altmal, no. Just saying. But the thing is that Michael and me always have this ongoing rivalry because we both play not Rob Harden, but we love to play against each other because they're always intense matches. And sometimes we do forget that like we're in a tournament as well. And I went, yo, check out Easerod, check out what his card does. So I literally hand him the card in my hand, which is not a good plan, but oh well, yeah, it's me, right? And he's like, no, Easerod's not that good. I don't see the point. I'm like, okay, cool. Anyway. Then on my GB3 freaking Easerod turn, on my Crystal Luster turn, I get Easerod, and this boy shows up, and I'm like, yes. So I then swing, and he's like, okay, and he goes for like 63 or 73k guard, and I know it's coming, and then I go, okay. Over trigger, and it's like, oh man, which I feel like Easerod's way of basically saying, oh yeah, you're saying I'm bad? Nah, bro, I'm the best thing in this deck. Boom, over trigger, puts it all on Vanguard, and then I proceed to triple drive 3 of these and take him from like 2 to 6. And I felt so bad, but I was like, yes, this is the best thing in the world. So I do love this over trigger, and sadly, game 2, well, did not involve the criticals. It did involve the GB3 and Flop and Flogel and over trigger on Blaster Blade, and yeah, so basically. Job's a good one. I like this guy. This guy. I love this guy. When he works for me, at least. Otherwise, not a fan. By the way, I do agree over triggers should be banned. I do support this. I'm just saying, but I do love this guy when he comes out. Right, game 3 is against Terrace. So it was a tie, actually, funny enough. Because the problem is that, just to give a bit of a background, we started the tournament late because everyone couldn't arrive on time because there was some train delays. So there was huge train problems on the underground, so we couldn't really get there on time. I mean, we started about 1:30. So I only done 40-minute timers because the store would do it at wants us to finish at 6 on the dot. So we had to basically compromise a couple of times. So instead of 45 minutes, which we usually do, we do 40. So anyway, I won game 1, which involved basically he couldn't guard MLB. I got a couple crits, and it killed him. Basically, that's how Royal Paladin wins, is just triggers. Then we have in our after our that, then he like beats me. Yeah, and then he beats me game 2, which is basically he's got big units with Gurgrit and I can't guard, even though I'm 18k base. Then game 2, so that been game 2 basically, and effectively it's not really much to really report on about it. You know, I do my combo, try to rinse his hand, and stuff like that. Though I think I killed him with Twin Sword in that game. No, wait, I'm thinking of something else. Okay, anyway. Then we've reached Top Cut, which was because we always try to do Top Cut at the place, which is good. So we have top 4, because we only had 8 players. I should mention that. It's 8 players, so it's a very small, so it's not that impressive, but though our players are quite good. However, unfortunately, top 4 did not end as well, but I still won on a technicality. I went first, do my MLB shenanigans, and I get a bunch of criticals, as per usual. GB3 is best boy. I remember I did that Lou combo I told you about, with Flogel and Lou and stuff like that, and I did like a double Lou, and it was pretty good. Anyway, however, well, I did win that one pretty cleanly, very cleanly actually. I destroyed the guy. The guy told me that Crystal Luster should be banned. I don't think Crystal Luster should be banned. I do think that with New Salome, I do think it should be choice restricted, but I do not think that the card needs to be banned, personally. I don't think it's powerful enough with some of the Royal Paladins books. Royal Paladin, apart from New Salome, it's just not good. It's like solid tier 3 at best. But either way, that can be a video if you want. The main thing is you want to care about is that in game 2, he was caught cheating. I'm not going to say names, but basically, my opponent, well, basically, okay, one of the people next to me caught it. I kind of caught it, but wanted to give the guy a bit of benefit of doubt, so I wasn't sure 100%. But basically, while shuffling, a card happened to fall into his hand, which was a thing, unfortunately. And then like he hit the over trigger and basically blew me out of the water. The person next to me caught it fully, told Owen, who was judging the match, because I was in game, and even though I'm head judge, I can't really judge my own match. Well, I guess I could, but it would be really weird if I went, I have to disqualify you because you cheated. It just looks weird from a person being your opponent, you know what I mean? Anyway, he got caught and he got disqualified from the tournament. So, I mean, I had one win, and it was on 1, but he got disqualified because he cheated. So, take that as what you will, but either way, it was getting close to time. and we had to hurry up. We had like 20 minutes to play a premium match, which was never going to happen, but had to do it, you know. So Gurgurip versus Majesty Lord Blaster again. So basically, GB3. Oh, by the way, actually, I probably should mention previous matchup. The guy who cheered, who was playing Overlord. Sure, I thought I should mention that. And then you've got what was it? So then you've got Gurgurip being the final matchup. So and that game was basically I go first to survive. Generation break free, drain his hand, crit him to death, get him to 6 damage. Boom. Game 2. Not so lucky. And he ended up getting be gamed. Basically a bunch of Gurgurip nonsense and a load of power and Excel markers and stuff like that. Which is a shame, and sadly that is how the tournament ended. We wanted to go for a game 3, however we had literally 2 minutes of time, and because the store we are doing it at runs Digimon tournaments right after, they basically not threw us out but told us we had to remove ourselves from our table to make room for Digimon. Which I know, by the way, I am not making this place sound great. It is a very good place. It's just we were running late on time and tournaments are meant to start at 12. And as for this place, boom, Geek Retreat Holloway. So Soulforge is actually running tournaments down there. So if you're in the UK and you can make it to Geek Retreat Holloway, we do tournaments every Sunday from 12 o'clock till 6 o'clock. Though I need to talk to the guy and try to make it maybe a bit later by an hour because people are struggling to make it by 12, which is very annoying. I'm trying to siphon 1, but at the moment it's 12 till 6. And we do D standard twice and premium twice. So basically it goes D standard, premium, D standard, premium. We would do V premium, but no one really in our area cares about V premium. However, if you do come along and you want V premium, cool, we can do it. Just get us the numbers. Do you know what I mean? If you can get us the numbers to play V premium, then we'll do it. Alright, anyway, chaps, hope you all enjoyed this. I hope this deck profile is way better than my other deck profiles. And I'll catch you all in another video another time. Hopefully not months and months in the future. Alright, see you guys next time.